Are you satisfied with what we've accomplished this week in France?
It's not just satisfied, I'm blown away by the result we achieved together.
It's truly something exceptional, a complete immersion. We're talking about 5 to 6 very intense days with lots of hours. I think the main thing is the personal commitment. You have to be very open. We go through step by step, day after day.
With a very busy schedule, there's a lot of work, a lot of writing and thinking to do. So basically, this service offer is broken down into several parts. So here we have several blocks in this offering.
So here we have all kinds of expertise assigned on a half full-time basis. It actually feels like more than full-time when you count all the team hours in the week.
Well, I can't do the work for the client. It's really the client who has to do it with his determination. She says, I know it, but I'm going to aim higher. I'm going to reach the levels I set for myself.
Really, the service is exceptional. It can be adapted on several levels. I think you're so high level that you've kind of come down to my level, but others who are already at a higher level would benefit from it too. I think people should take these services, this experience, these packages, but they should especially invest within it, invest on multiple levels to get that payoff.
I find that once the decision is made and the precautions are taken, paying is a form of decision as well. And I really think the step that determines success is that decision.
Hello and welcome to the podcast with the Wilkies. Today I have a great guest to introduce to you. He is an exceptional businessman who is set to have an impact in this generation. His name is Alexandre Emond. He is the founder of DoXP Point Tech. Alexandre,
thank you.
Hello, thank you for being with us today. You're welcome. So DoXP Point Tech, what exactly kind of company is that?
Yes, it's a new company specialized in getting grants for research and development for tech companies, mainly in Quebec, but a bit in other provinces too.
Wow, so what exactly is your background?
I have a background in industrial engineering, specialized in technological innovation and operational software.
With several years of experience.
Yes, that's right. Very early on, I had the chance to work in that field. Grants for research and development. Now I have more than 20 years of experience in various tech sectors and different types of companies where I've worked, dealing with a variety of clients across many diverse fields.
So we see the impact, the value, and in the coaching we've done together, it's really about discovering that zone of genius, that extraordinary dominant gift, that skill developed over the years, opening our eyes to, okay, that's the path to be taken, and realizing these things. It's when you no longer tolerate something that things begin to change. That's when you had the moment like, wait a minute, I'm worn out tackling another level of problem and setting up a system that's above everything currently existing to contribute to another level. From your value, bring results to businesses. In coaching, that's really what has expanded in recent months and has pushed you, propelled you to open DoXP Point Tech.
That's it. I talked about understanding, but there's another element attacked from the start. It's a bit about confidence. Do I have confidence to solve those issues I was seeing everywhere? Or do we live with it because it's normal? So back then, the old perspective, on the other hand, it's a bit like fatalism. And then with those steps, progressively, it's climbing the confidence ladder, saying, no, we're not going to accept that. I have confidence that I cannot accept that, and consider solutions, work on those solutions, and implement them. So basically, all this started again with a bit of light coaching. So we talked, for example, weekly mini coachings with some general training and a bit of individual coaching too. And that led to essentially an intensive weekend.
an immersion weekend.
End of the year, that's it, an immersion weekend. And that immersion weekend really had workshops to question each point and consider solutions. So there was really some work done. It's tough work on oneself, on how to view these issues, how to solve them, and how to manage to package something functional, deliverable, presentable, and eventually marketable too, because my solution might be great, but if no one knows about it, it won't mean a thing. Being able to communicate it, so essentially this weekend helped create that vision and say, yes, I've just worked on figuring out how to offer this. So creating essentially a product we can sell, a service, but it's still a product to me, like a package, even if it's services. It was a real
Very
breakthrough.
intense, but it paid off.
That's it. But after that, you ask yourself, okay, but how am I going to do this? Will I work?
The idea was clear, but now you see the whole picture, the painting. Wow, now with my everyday life, work, family, everything else, how am I going to speed up making it happen? Because all sorts of distractions, all kinds of situations come up. And then our client contact us directly and come join us in Arizona. Set everything aside, take your week, come here, and we'll set everything up to activate, to accelerate results. And that's what you came here to do, of course.
We're wrapping up
We just finished the seminar, intense. We're pushing out of our comfort zone too. Really, really, yes. How did it go?
Well, as I explained when we started, I think choosing to make the decision to invest financially in this, but also to invest time, because we're disconnecting from work here. So it means taking the week off, basically, from work, disconnecting from family, and all sorts of obligations. So you really have to disconnect.
So it's a double investment to disconnect, to invest the time and disconnect, and to invest the money too. So there's the money for the Wilkies, but there are other costs associated with it too. Starting a business isn't something that comes naturally. So there's that decision. And I think once the decision is made, the payments are done. It's like a form of decision paid for. But I think at some point you can't back out anymore. It started, your week is booked. And I think the step that determines success is that decision. It's that payment, that booking of the week. And after that, we're so guided, we can't miss throughout the week. The schedule, so that's it. The schedule is there. Yeah.
Schedule.
So I don't know if it's time to talk about the week.
Go ahead, it's the time.
It's really something exceptional, complete immersion. We're talking about a very intense 5 to 6 days with lots of hours, but I think it's mainly the self-investment. You have to be very open. All of that happens before starting. Once we start, before we even arrive, the whole week is booked with planned activities and a fully packed schedule. And then there are the Wilkies, but it's Wilkies with an S now because the team is growing. So now we have all kinds of expertise assigned on half-time.
Yeah.
It's more than full-time if you count all the team hours in the hotel. And then we go through step by step, day by day, with a very busy agenda. Even though we're isolated, we can still work a bit in the morning, a bit in the evening too. So we really arrive with things ready. There's a lot of writing, thinking work. So basically, this service offer is broken down into pieces. There are several blocks in this offer, and then there's marketing around it. So marketing begins with taking raw images, raw films, photos, video, and all sorts of content that's captured, which will be put together later by the Wilkie team. So it's really an investment in creating content. texts
All right, let's put
to
another one
lots
there.
of texts, and then the videos are made in connection with those texts. So there are presentations, training set up in different formats, depending on the industry, depending on the type of clientele. And all of this, obviously, at this time is adapted. The types of products we create are adapted for you personally, for me personally, and for others eventually or previously. So it's not necessarily the same types of products being captured, filmed, etc., or packaged, depending on the industry needs, etc.
Exactly.
And you're the expert at adapting it. Like me with my clients, I have to understand their technology. But the Wilkies will also understand what my challenges are. So I know my field well, and you know the tools well. So there's like a match between the two. Like, okay, this tool will tackle this part of my field. With my understanding, I can say, well, I think those clients will be well served if we approach them this way. And then you pull out the right marketing tools to approach them.
Exactly. So we adapt to your reality, your clientele, what you have to offer. It's not pay to repeat, it's copy collect. No, each their reality, the concepts, the strategies that go with your reality, what you have to offer too. And for us to adapt as well. What are you comfortable with? All that. It's about stepping a bit out of your comfort zone, pushing a little, but again, aiming for success in the goals we have. Throughout the week, we achieved them. Every day was a challenge, but we succeeded. Do you feel that even though it pushed you out of your comfort zone a bit, do you find that the support you received and the coaching at the same time, plus the mechanics, there was coaching to do every day, mindset, etc. Do you feel that it helped you synergize?
Well, yes, I like that you're bringing up the mindset question because I talked more technically. I'm more of a technical person, but mindset is super important because if we want to progress, step out of our comfort zone and move into new marketing products, new ways to present ourselves, we really have to progress in our mindset. That is sine qua non. If we don't progress in our mindset, we won't make it. So it's really appreciated, basically, to work together at that level, not like 1 week, I send you something, another week you send me something. It's really very intense together. With mindset coaching sessions, you see, if there's something to create, like a text or a video, for me, it's videos that are the hardest. If we can't manage, there's coaching right away, mindset, to unblock. We take a break, reduce our stress. Then, basically, we correct what we prepared to. There's a lot of feedback while we work on it at every stage. It allows us to go much faster and especially break down barriers we set for ourselves. Essentially, we unlock our own fears. I love that you, Martine, and also the whole team care about our fears, about our own limitations, and if they're able to pick us up, we don't need to be completely demolished and cry to unblock. It's like at some point you have that sensitivity to say, so Alexandra, is it possible that you find this difficult? We're going to find another way together. And bring the coaching strongly on mindset when we're really stuck on something. Also, it's a matter of priority. Mindset is a lot about priorities. And there's an order to all of this. And we're used to, oh, I'll work on that now. No, we'll do that later. Come back to the priority because soon we'll be filming. There's also a whole mindset about what's the priority right now at this moment in the mountain of things to do. And that lowers stress too. It allows us to relax, to say, yeah, you know, like there's a massive mountain ahead of me, but look, we'll take it in small pieces. We'll do this later, this afternoon, we'll do that. Like forget the mountain, let's move forward step by step. That's another part of mindset, having basically one step at a time. A small step compared to the mountain of things to tackle. And emotionally, well, it's important to manage that side. it determines the success
Yeah,
of the
that's good
week.
because, you know, we often repeat ourselves since you've been with our coaching for a long time, but we say it's often 80% mindset and 20% technique. But if the mindset is affected, the technique will be too. So one is the foundation, the rest is just part of it. And then as we progress, it's all about we care. It's important to achieve the goals and find success. Your success is our success. We rise together, so you feel really supported as we go along. That's how you felt this week.
Yes, and I'm a bit vulnerable to having a bad mindset as a perfectionist. It's a generational trait from my parents. Being a perfectionist means it's never good enough. It brings a lot of issues like delays, for instance, or wrong directions, bad situations.
I would love for things to be perfect and for us
but
to
also blockages. So for me, it's a real mindset shift, saying, listen, take it step by step, or it will happen later, or it will be another stage. Start at the bottom of the ladder, so to speak. And with your professionalism, it often gets 3/4 of the way up the ladder. So really managing and unlocking that part of me that blocks isn't just about accepting being coached, but it's about me putting aside my fears or extreme desires for perfectionism and managing that well. And then it moves really fast and we get amazing results.
I want to congratulate you because despite the challenges, you had an open heart to, I'm moving forward. You know, I felt it. I'm moving forward, see. But when it comes to the account, I can't do it for the client. It really depends on the client's mindset to say, I'm moving forward. I know, but I'm aiming higher. I will reach the levels I set for myself. So congratulations, because you held on, you survived this week. Now it's Friday, it's the 6th day. Are you satisfied with what we accomplished together this week?
Well, it's not quite satisfying. I'm blown away by what we managed to achieve together. There are deliverables, but I've also made a lot of progress myself. It's really at these two levels, it's incredible results that let me speed up. If we loop it back, why this week, for me, it was to accelerate. What I've discovered is it's not just hard work. It's really my own progress, the progress of the services I'm going to offer, how to offer them, how to package them, how to communicate them. There's been a lot of progress, upgrades really, that have happened this week, along with a huge amount of effort that will continue. There's a lot that's been started and it's going to deliver. It's really an incredible acceleration.
Because this whole week is about having no excuses for the people watching, to do things right. We set the whole concept, strategy, how to make the offer, how to package it, the system to offer it. And once we have that clear picture, we have to implement it, make the sales tools that go with it, the visibility. So the sales funnel, the videos, the associated social media, all the editing of promotional videos, etc. Our whole agency team, take that in hand to edit all that, and it lifts a huge burden off your shoulders. So you can really focus on your work.
Yes, not many mistakes, because I
great.
can have an idea of how I should present on my social media. I can stop, I can do it, I can add little things and then it looks sloppy. It doesn't really match with what I want to offer, with the level of competence, with the quality of service that surpasses 99% of what's currently available in the industry. So how could I have sloppy social media compared to what I want? It clashes, it doesn't go together. So in the end, you have the expertise in social media. So it's kind of like insurance against making it sloppy, like if I did it myself, you know. to make sure it's
Yes.
not me doing
So,
it.
you know, in terms of leadership, because our company is the manifestation, the extension of who we are, as the head goes, so does the rest. So this week in leadership, you said you've really felt that there's been a rise in level, both in terms of what you've received and what you've seen being put in place for creating your company. It has gone up a level. And then often you talked about it earlier because an image came to my mind. It's like with our clients, what we're trying to do is like the coach in the gym. If I give you a machine and it's not comfortable, we'll change the machine so we can still get the result, but we'll perform the exercise differently. That's what we've done throughout the week to adapt to you, to what you were comfortable with too. Also, like in the gym, if we add 50 pounds too much, it can crush us. But by adding 30, and maybe by the end of the week, we'll be up to 50 more. That's kind of what we did. We reached the result. Now we have one last coaching session left. So we'll have to wrap up the podcast because we're going to do one last coaching session with Alexandra for the what's next. You're going back to your routine. So you're going to have coaching that will help you know what you have to do for the next steps. We're ending our week this way. Do you feel ready? I think you feel more than
make an
ready.
Image, yes, it's like we've just built a rocket, we put gas in it, and now we're going to launch it. But where is it going? Are we going to the moon? Are we going into orbit? Are we going to another country? So then it's really exciting because now, like the engines, they start shaking. Now we're ready to go. But where are we going and how are we getting there? Is it, how fast are we going to go to not skid, right? There are quite a few rockets that took off from the crush and then they fall back down. Exactly. At some point, it's because it starts off strong too. So then you can't say, okay, but I start strong and can't deliver afterwards. So now you have to set up to deliver basically all these nice promises, nice systems, but it has to be able to deliver. So there's all of this, and there's a transition too. So then what it will be in a year, everything will be in place, but how do we get there? What's the best path? Because there are impacts related to basically employers, partners, family, and other family projects too. So now we have to find the balance, basically, of putting the resources every time we take a step. Do we have the resources to do it? And timing. Timing is something you've learned is critical. So you have to time all these things.
The law of timing, seizing the right moments, the right seasons, getting the right coaching now, having the wisdom to do things well in each state. And also, by coming here for a week, what's included in the package is 3 months of coaching for visibility, how to launch yourself into this new season with marketing your business, with everything that follows. So another beautiful 3 months you will be with us to ensure your success.
The value inside for me and my business is much greater than what I invested. It's going to ensure the success of my business. It's an extreme value. The time element you just mentioned about coaching will be important because, yes, we will plan the timing, but all sorts of things will happen along the way. It will be important to realign quickly.
To adapt and
it's always the law of direction. If you make a small change for the better at the start, at the right moment, rather than going far in the wrong direction, later it's hard to bring back. Whereas making a small adjustment is just a couple of clicks. It's easy. It's just little words, little minutes, even hours, but it's still very light compared to where you'd be a year from now if you went in the wrong direction, had the wrong services, wrong clients, wrong employees.
It would be catastrophic. The catastrophic impact on your return. Alexandra, through years of coaching, and this is my last point at the moment, we've been able to double your income. Yes, already. We did it. Yes. Now we're going to more than double it.
That's it. That's your marketing concept.
Yes.
It's doubling, and it's a great goal. I think aiming for a 5% increase by the end of the year is not how it should be. So now we're aiming to double. We have many hurdles. We didn't have faith at the start. We'll have it later. And we develop it with your coaching. And really doubling the step and also doubling, as it's already been done, I'm going to do it again over there. And there might be another coaching session another time to double again.
We'll keep going up, we'll multiply. So if there are people watching right now and who are hesitating, whether they are entrepreneurs who just started their business or already have one, maybe making 6 or 7 figures, but they feel stuck, or perhaps people who want to start a business but aren't sure about taking services from working coaching from the working agency, what would you say to them?
Really, the service is exceptional. It can be adapted at various levels. I think that you're at such a high level that you're coming down a bit to my level, but others who are already up there could benefit from it too. The message I want to share is that it's quite clear you offer incredible packages, but it also needs to be clear that we have to invest in it. It's not just like, oh, it's good. No, it's super good. The point is to really take the step personally, to sell it to oneself and to engage in it financially, time-wise, and with other resources too. I think that companies that are slightly bigger might have more to invest in a step like this, but they'll get more gains too, right? So a company that's at 5 million and has the chance to go to 10 million with your services, well, of course, they might invest more than I did, in terms of money, resources, the work these people are going to put into. And my message is that I think that people first need to take the services, this experience, these packages, but they especially need to invest in it, invest in various levels to truly get that incredible payback.
Thank you, Alexander. So good. And if you ever have a company and you know what SR and ED is, SR and ED, right? CDAE, grant, contact Alexander. The link is below if you want to know more. He is the best in his field, the expert of experts, the cream of the crop. So contact him. Thank you, Alexander. We spent an amazing week with you. We were really happy to unite with you in your life. And to see that everything we did together will bring so many results, we're already excited in advance. So I wish you great success, good achievements, and we'll see each other very soon in the next phase of the coaching, the 3-month coaching. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us. And we'll catch up in the next podcast with the Wilkies. Bye-bye.